Bro, look at Hitler and his ugly mustache. How could he not have started World War II? And yes, while this statement is correct, no one is denying that, it's also a little bit more than this simplistic explanation. I mean, following Germany's defeat in 1919 was a sudden peace settlement which was negotiated by everyone. And by everyone, I meant only the winners, and by the winners, I meant only these three powerful countries which were represented by these three individuals. Surely, these three fantastic human beings are more than capable of producing a somewhat competent treaty, right? There is no possible way that they would all have contradicting motives, which ultimately leads to acts which are inconsistent, ineffective, counterproductive, and just inherently disastrous, right? Right? So yeah, you can go ahead and pause to see all the stuff that went wrong in this reductive explanation, because I ain't reading all that. But in summary, Germany was to take full blame for the war, which is just stupid. World War I only ever started because these two major powers saw that defeating their opponents would satisfy their hunger for military, prosperity, and nationality. To claim that Germany was 100% responsible for the war is as nonsensical as claiming that the Allies were these pure and innocent bystanders who would never even for a second think of getting benefits from invading other countries. Like, no man, these guys are the British we're talking about. They've invaded the goddamn galaxy, no one is buying this narrative. Anyways, angering the Germans even further were these large financial debts and the major territorial losses. But the treaty doesn't just establish a motive for the Germans, it also practically enabled their disastrous actions. Not literally, but somewhat unintentionally. Like, this peace organization that they formed, this League of Nations, didn't even have the dominant and economically influential USA. To have a peace organization that doesn't have America is like forming the Justice League without Superman. You can kind of see how limited their powers are, and that is kind of a big deal, especially when you're trying to maintain orders. Adding on to that were the reduction in Germany's army to 100,000 troops, causing the other unemployed soldiers to join Hitler's side and other fascist and communist parties. Why did they join these parties, and how did these said parties dominate Germany? Well, we have to talk about...
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Well, to put it simply, the trading between countries rapidly declined by 1932, and this capitalistic economic system was just failing left and right. Especially the Germans, who, in addition to being already economically unstable thanks to the Treaty of Versailles, suffered immense unemployment. So, you can kind of see where all the outrage would likely come from. It's probably coming from a place where the current system is just not working to a substantial degree. The Germans wanted a strong new system to combat the Great Depression, and a confident leader for these said systems to fix the problems which originally spurred from this Treaty of Versailles. Unfortunately for everyone on planet Earth, Hitler's policy, a Nazism party adopted from the at the time successful fascist system by Italy, met these conditions, and as the economy worsened, more people turned to Hitler in hopes of a brighter future. After Hitler became the Chancellor in 1933, he kind of went on a rampage in his goals of making Germany the center of Europe. As a matter of fact, this is kind of what he planned on what Germany would look like. You can see how he has no intentions of invading either the UK or France and believes that they can coexist. With Hitler's motives being crystal clear to everyone, what did the Allies do in spite of all of this? Well, whether it would be because of fear for another war or just the general lack of military support, the Allies basically had this policy of appeasement towards Germany. This is kind of evident by them just allowing Germany to expand their naval power, in addition to literally doing nothing of substance when Germany was reclaiming its territory at the Rhineland. While the intention was to obviously establish peace within Europe, it also allowed Hitler to realize that there's literally zero consequences to his devastating actions. When Hitler was offered the Sudetenland as appeasement in hopes that he wouldn't invade the rest of Czechoslovakia, he didn't care and just invaded the rest of it. When he was afraid that invading Austria would prompt the at the time more powerful Poland to join the opposing sides, Hitler signed a non-aggression pact with Poland and then invaded Austria. When the Allies attempted to scare him that invading Poland would lead to World War II, he thinks that they were just bluffing, so he signed a non-aggression pact with Russia so he could invade Poland. Now at this point, the Allies kind of realized that Hitler wasn't going to stop invading the rest of Europe. So naturally, they had to declare war on him, but it was too late. Germany's army was now extremely strong, which led to the unimaginable casualties in World War II. So, was Hitler's stupidity the cause of World War II? Yes, but I would like to argue that his irrationality was supported by the Germans' hatred for the Treaty of Versailles, which was then coincidentally accelerated by the Great Depression. So was Hitler's stupidity the only cause of World War II? Probably not.